What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. And it was cool until it hit home. Yeah. Some of us watch people do this. Some of us have done this before. We have all of these ideas and ideals and perspectives and, these standards, but we forget and for the most part are desensitized to uh, life or empathy, desensitized to empathy. But when it hits home, oh, now you know what it feels like. You see, there's a difference between people who say, okay, you probably never felt this pain before, so you can't understand it. So you can empathize with pain, but you can't empathize with that specific type of pain. But a person can understand that, I feel you, I feel for you. But there's a difference when a person like, you know what I'm saying? That happened to you. That ain't happened to me. And then it hits home. You know, we talk about America, black on black crime. Look at the crime, the crime, the crime. But see, now that this crime is hitting, it can't. I'm not gonna say the crime is hitting. The crime has been in everybody's community, but now that the crime that has been ignored is so far out of control that it's hitting other people's homes now. Their whole perspective has changed. See, these people don't need to be locked up. They need help. Why? Because the chickens have come home to roost at your house. So now it's different. You know, your family members aren't criminals no more. They're addicts who need help. They're not drug dealers no more. They're just entrepreneurs who are just trying to make a buck and feed their families. See, everything changes when it hits your home. You know, like I was talking a while back, we was having these conversations with women, with some ladies, and they were talking about, if a man gets a woman pregnant, it's his fault. And I used the example, well, what if a guy gives a woman, if what I mean by that is under dubious circumstances, like if a woman says she's on the pill, the shot, she's had her tubes tied, and blah 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 blah. She don't want you to don't use protection, and you you not using a condom is your fault, but you got duped into the situation because you thought she was actually taking birth control when she wasn't. She was just trying to get pregnant and she lied to you. So now you wind up getting her pregnant under a false pretense. And they say, oh, that's your fault. That's your problem. You shouldn't have did that shit. Even though she lied, that doesn't count. But then, that lack of empathy is a problem. But when you say, oh, well, this girl got a STD. She got an STD from this guy who told her, girl, ain't nothing wrong with me. I've been to the doctor. I done got checked out. I I passed my test. I got a 65. And then she winds up, with an STD, and he's the worst thing in the world. You can't turn around and say, well, it's her fault. She needs to protect her body because she shouldn't have believed him. You're gonna still say, but he did trick her though. But see, it didn't pop in until it happened to you, until it's on your doorstep. Then till you can make it personal. You got, say, how can I say this? Racism. You can put it in a racism, sexism, and that type of thing. You black people are always just complaining. You're playing the victim, and then what happens? Life throws you that curveball, and now you have to deal with some form of racism or sexism. You're on the bad end, like what I was talking about with the white guys that have been getting off for drug offenses and rape, and say DUIs and driving under influence. They fucked around vehicular homicide, shit like that. You know the the the, the, the some of these white guys who actually got killed by the police for doing nothing. Got shot for doing nothing. There was a guy got shot recently. Put his wallet. They asked him to show his ID. Pull his wallet out. They shot him. And then you see these same white people that was like, "What is he doing? He should have cooperated. He should have followed instructions." And the same people like, "That's out of line. That's just trifling. You can't. Hell no. What the fuck? Won't you stop being such a pussy, cop? Damn, you want to ask somebody for their ID and then you shoot them? What kind of bullshit is this?" But then, like I said, until it doesn't register until it hits your home. Same thing with what I was talking about, the rapist thing. You know, these black guys out here just defiling out. They out here as criminals, and then your daughter gets raped by a white dude, and you're like, yeah, this motherfucker's he's gonna do 15 years, and the judge, 6 months. Yeah. And you sitting there as a father and as a man, probably as a white guy, like, and it comes up, if this was a black dude that raped my daughter, this motherfucker get 25 years because it's a white dude, he gets 6 months. What kind of bullshit is this? We gonna see this motherfucker in 3 months because he gonna get out. This ain't Fed time. Like, this is what the fuck y'all doing? And you're like, yeah, told you. Now it hits your home. Now, you on the other end of racism. I saw a clip of women on the other end of sexism. When men have to pay out in divorces and alimony, and child support. Oh, women, and then that rare occasion when a woman is on the other end of that, this shit is unfair. Oh, now it's unfair because you have to deal with it. Understandable. See, it was cool until the chickens came home to roost and hit your house. Now it's dead ass wrong. But you didn't think you was gonna be on that side of the equation in the beginning in the first place, because that's not normally how it happens. I saw a clip of these people on dates, and the guys were like, "Well, you ordered all of this stuff, so we're going Dutch." And the women, I can't respect you. Well, he shouldn't have to. What's the problem? And then one guy said, "Aren't you? Shouldn't we be? Don't we have equality? Didn't you want to be equal? I mean, you don't want to order 2 glasses of wine, 3 tequilas, an appetizer, and a main course and a dessert, motherfucker. I just had some chicken tenders and some fries and some water. Now you can't pay for all the shit you ordered." One of the chicks, she was drinking up the wine fast, motherfucker. I don't respect him. He shouldn't. Well, what makes you think? What? Because you're on the other end of the equation that, when you was getting your way, it was cool, but now that you have to actually pay your way, because it got to pay the cost to be the boss. Now you don't want to do it no more. Now it's, you're beneath me because you want me to be equal when I ask to be equal. No, you can't have it that way. Same thing with, I would say, with the parents. How can I put this? I'm gonna make a video about parenting. That's why I'm trying not to go too far into this topic. When a mother might, because that's who normally does it, might practice parental alienation from that paternal, from the father and that paternal side of the family, only to see their son wind up dating a woman, a young lady who winds up being actually like her at that time, because he's kind of attracted to his mother's energy, not knowing that it's trifling at the time, and then he winds up having a baby with that girl, and she winds up doing the same thing. It's like, oh, kind of like a father who's out here turbo-thotting it up in these streets, and then I was out there fucking them hoes, I was working hard, so I was a polygamist, I was a player, and then his daughter the side chick. See, then the shit ain't, I'm gonna kill that young motherfucker. Shut your bitch ass up. No, because when you was out there taking pictures, well, I was out there getting it out. Yeah. Yeah, now I'm gonna call my other girl across town. Now your daughter's the girl across town. Now you got a problem with it? I mean, at the end of the day, I am talking about nothing but karma. What goes around comes around. You know. But and a lot of times people warn people. Same thing about um, people who go out starting shit. People who go out bullying people. It's funny when they do it, but see when it's done, when they get bullied, all of a sudden they need all this help in the world. They're a victim, and somebody call the cops because this is wrong, and that's the problem. To be so hard and so fragile at the same time when it hits your doorstep. You know, Same thing with people who cheat. Whether I'm talking about relationships, business. It's cool. It's cool when you swindling somebody. They should have saw me coming. Got him. But then when you get got, not cool no more. Then it's like, y'all should have some morals, some standards. Where the real people at? Where the real people at? Motherfucker, shut your unfor real ass up. So, at the end of the day, that's all I'm talking about. It's basic. You know, Karma doesn't matter until it lands on your doorstep. You was cool before, but now that, karma knocked at your door, now all of a sudden, shit ain't right no more. Everything in the world is unfair. Now you want to go to church and pray to God. Come on now. You can't have it both ways, B. I'm out.